Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Hope you guys are doing well. So today we're going to talk a little bit about the Huda Beauty foundation, which is the Fall Filter foundation. It's this one right here. I bought it about 3 weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago. Ever since it came out the first day it came out, that's the first day I bought it. I got it at Sephora.com. Color that I have here, it's Tres Leches 320G. I'm sure you guys seen the packaging and all that stuff. It comes with 1.18 fluid ounce, which is a little bit more than your normal foundation. And as you guys can see, it's a little bit dirty, but because I've been using it non-stop ever since I got it, like I said, it's been about 2 or 3 weeks give or take that I've been wearing the foundation. $40, I don't think it's that expensive. It is kind of like the high-end foundation prices, but given the fact that it's a little bit of more of a full coverage, I can go ahead and get away with paying $40 for the foundation. It comes in a plastic packaging, and which of course it is very convenient if you travel a lot. If you don't, you might feel like, what is this? Why am I paying $40 for a plastic bottle? But like I said, if you travel a lot, I feel like it is a good packaging. I really like it. It comes with a pump. The pump, it distributes the product not so much and not so little. The color that I got, it's Tres Leches, like I mentioned previously. The reason I got it was because of what it said in the description for from the Sephora website, which is, let me go ahead and read it to you. It's a medium coverage, supposed to be for medium skin tones with a golden undertone. That's what sold me. It's the golden undertone. In the bottle, it does look a little bit, kind of like my skin tone, there you go. See a little bit, but once I apply it on my face, it is a little bit lighter, just probably like a half shade lighter than my skin tone. The other one that I wanted to pick up was Baklava 340G, and Baklava was supposed to be for the medium skin tone, deep medium skin tones with a golden and neutral undertone, which, like I said, neutral undertone, it's kind of like I can go ahead and get away with it, but usually if something is golden or more olive undertone, that's perfect for me. But unfortunately for me, I picked up the foundation way before any color charts or anything, so as soon as she posted the color charts, I was like, damn it, it doesn't have any SPF. But in flash photography, it does look a little bit lighter than my skin tone, so I do have to work with it. Right now everything is out of stock. They have like maybe only 2 shades available, which I think it's the darkest one, which is chocolate truffle. If I don't wear any primers, if I don't moisturize my face or anything like that, it is going to separate on my skin just because of my natural oils and the fact that I do have larger pores around this area, and I feel like it does emphasize that. So I do have to use a pore minimizing primer. I do love the Dr. Brand's Pores No More primer, and the other one that I like is this one. This is Too Faced Peach Mist Mattifying Setting Spray. The first thing that I do is go in with this one, wait about 2 minutes, and then go in with the pore minimizing primer. After that, I can go ahead and add my Huda Beauty foundation. Okay, so now that I have the box right here, when you purchase the foundation, you are going to receive a sample of the primer, which is the Huda Beauty Complexion Perfection Pre-Makeup Base. But this one, it's very smoothing. It's kind of like a moisturizer, a thick moisturizer, and I'm not too fond of the smell. This one does have a smell, and believe it or not, I have smelled women that smell like this. So the foundation, it smells very strong. Depends what you consider strong. For some reason, this one, it took me back when my mom used to take one of my little sisters to swimming classes, and I remember just sitting next to all the ladies and they would smell like this. It's so crazy, but I have smelled this smell before. I don't feel like it smells like flowers or anything. I just cannot describe it. It smells a little bit, just a little bit musky. Because the smell, it's very strong. You're gonna feel like, oh my goodness, like it's gonna be stuck in your head. But honestly, it does fade away a couple hours. Not instantly, not in a couple of minutes or anything, at least for me. But yeah, the primer itself, I'm not too, fond of it. I mean, it's a really good primer, but I like what I like, and I like to use primers that really work well on me. So you're gonna get it inside here, which I thought that was a really good idea, because you just want to try it. You don't want to purchase everything all at once, all the tools, all the primers that it comes with the foundation. I feel like it's just perfect to have a little sample right here. I applied the Huda Beauty primer. I did feel my skin a little bit sticky, and I feel like the foundation itself, it was a little bit harder to blend. I was trying to tug on my face just to make sure everything was well blended. For me, what I like to do is I like to kind of stipple my brush onto my face. That way I can get the full coverage of any foundation. I do like sponges, don't get me wrong, but I like sponges with a more liquidy foundation. This one, the sponge, it was a little bit harder to work with. To be honest, I'm like 50-50 when it comes to brushes and a beauty blender or like sponges in general. So it depends on the oily type of foundation. This is very thick. Just a little bit goes a long way. If you try to build it up, it is going to look very heavy on your skin, especially if you have like fine lines and everything. Okay, so and like I mentioned in the beginning, if you don't apply anything on your face, I feel like it is going to separate on your skin, especially if you have oily skin. So that's why I like to use the mattifying setting primer first. The finish of the foundation, I actually love the finish. It's very satin, doesn't sink into your fine lines. As long as you add a primer, the longevity of the foundation, it's about a good 5-hour mark without, you know, the oils coming out, especially if you have extremely oily skin. I do, and I want to say by the 4th, 5th hour mark, I do like to, you know, blot. I do like to blot instead of, you know, adding powder on my face, because I do, like I said, have larger pores, and if I do that, it is going to look very cakey. One of my favorite powders to set everything, it's the Too Faced mattifying loose setting powder. It's this one right here. This one is such a really fine powder, and plus the foundation itself is going to look very flawless. It's going to blur out your imperfection. Yeah, definitely it's a medium to full coverage. You can definitely build it up, but just be careful. One whole pump will do my entire face. These two right here go well together, and the reason why it's because this one is very fine and it's not going to sink into your lines, like I said, and it's not going to look very powdery or anything. If I go overboard with this one, that's no problem. I like to afterwards add a little bit of the mattifying setting spray after everything is done, and I'm good to go. I wish I could have gotten a foundation that's a little bit darker, just because, like I said, right now it doesn't look that bad, but if I take flash photos, it is going to look a little bit more, you know, lighter than the rest of my body. And so hopefully they bring it back in stock. The Too Faced foundation, I am the color Sand. The only thing, it's the smell. I'm not too fond of the smell or anything. Like I said, it's a little bit strong, and because the foundation has a fragrance, luckily I haven't broken out or anything. I don't have any blemishes on my skin, and that's really good, because most of the foundations that I've used, they tend to break me out like around this area right here. The price is okay for a high-end foundation, and like I said, it's everything depends on your lifestyle. I want to say, I mean, if you travel a lot, this is very convenient, but if you don't, then you might feel like you're paying way too much for a foundation that has a plastic, you know, bottle. So I guess everything is just personal preference. Everything depends on what you like, and I want to give it a thumbs up, especially if you have oily skin. Now just always make sure to moisturize your face, because it is going to look very dry even though you have oily skin. Add a primer. It doesn't matter what primer it is, just make sure you add a primer. I do highly suggest their brands Pore No More primer and like a setting spray afterwards, so that way everything blends out and it looks a little bit more put together and less cakey. So yeah, thumbs up for this one. It's my small review for the Huda Beauty foundation, and with that being said, I hope you guys have an amazing day, week. Talk to you guys on the next one.